Good morning. Well, here we are on day 2 of Vacation Bible School, just learning that following Jesus changes everything. That's our motto for this week, and we continue to walk through different incidents or accounts in the life of Peter and his interactions with Christ as a disciple of Jesus Christ. And today our theme is Jesus is trustworthy. Remember, yesterday Jesus is holy. Today Jesus is trustworthy. And the passage of Scripture that we're going to be looking at today comes from Matthew chapter 14. Matthew chapter 14, verses 22 through 23. And this is the Bible story the kids are going to be learning. They're going to be learning about Jesus sending his disciples on ahead of him across the Sea of Galilee. And during that time when they were there ahead of him, the wind and the water became rough. Jesus wasn't with them there in the boat. And then they saw Jesus walking to them on the water. And as Jesus walked to them on the water, they thought maybe it was a ghost. They didn't know who it was. They didn't know what was going on. And of course, Jesus told them it's I. And Peter said, well, if it's you, then tell me to get out of this boat and come to you on the water. And Jesus told him to come. And you remember the story. Some of you do if you've read it before. Certainly if you haven't, you can go there to Matthew chapter 14 and read it. Read about Peter walking to Jesus on the water, and what a bold step of faith he took. But then he began to look around. You remember that. He began to look around. He began to look at the wind, the waves, and he became overwhelmed, and he began to sink. And he cried out to Jesus, and Jesus lifted him up, and he said, you of little faith. And he got in the boat with his disciples. You remember after he got in the boat with his disciples, they began to worship him. And they said, truly, you really are the Son of God. And so they had that confession of Christ. And so today the kids are going to be thinking about, they're going to be learning this Bible story. They're going to be going over it and just thinking on this fact that Jesus is trustworthy. That which he said he's going to do, he will do. That which he calls us to do, he will make us able to do. Including salvation that's offered in his name. And so it's going to be a great day. I hope that when your kids come home that you'll question them a little bit, kind of unpack this. If you want to go and read it there in Matthew chapter 14, what a blessing that would be to read it with them and review it tonight and kind of walk through that with them. So hope y'all are having a great week. I hope that your children are having a great week. Just one reminder, we are taking an offering this week. It will not stay here to Manual. That offering will go to help Nathan and Emily Taylor, a couple from our area and their family, as they prepare to head to Canada as missionaries, church planners. They'll be heading there at the first of 2024. And so all the funds that we raise this week will go to help them. And so if you send your children with some money, none of that's going to stay here to Manual. It's all going to go for missions in that way. And actually, Emily Taylor and her children are going to be here on Wednesday, and so your kids will get to see them tomorrow, and we're looking forward to that. God bless you. You have a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow as we move on into day 3.